First, some have said this is a masterclass in what not to do as a law enforcement agency. It started with a call for help from Christian Glass late one night in Clear Creek County. The 22-year-old was shot and killed by a deputy who failed to follow policy. Well, now the small Colorado county is trying to recover and rebuild its reputation following another misstep during the early stages of a murder investigation last month.
We're an imperfect people. We will make mistakes, but you have to be honest with the public. You have to have the integrity and have to say, you know what, we got it wrong.
Chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski with an exclusive look inside the Clear Creek County Sheriff's rebuilding efforts. And a warning for you, some of this video is difficult to watch.
Clear Creek County. It's home to Idaho Springs and Georgetown. Its 396 square miles provides homes for nearly 10,000 people. It's also home to a damaged local and national reputation.
Knife in his hand. Watch crossfire, watch crossfire.
One the new sheriff is trying to repair.
Got the knife. Drop it, buddy. Hey.
A reputation born on a June night 2 years ago.
Someone tase him.
A reputation captured on body camera and broadcast across the country.
I mean, make no mistake about it, the incident and the death of Christian Glass is tragic.
Sheriff Matt Harris has the title, the badge, and the job of rebuilding a department fractured by split-second decisions, leaving 22-year-old Christian Glass dead and his parents calling for accountability.
They didn't stop a crime from happening.
I think the Sheriff's Department was trying to bury it.
He went for you, Williams, right?
I got a chance to meet Simon Glass, and he's a good man. I made a promise to him and to this community that I would do everything I possibly could to ensure a situation like that never happens again.
What followed the shooting on that night in June, criminal charges, civil lawsuits, millions of dollars in settlement checks, and pressure that led the former sheriff to retire.
The environment that caused the Christian Glass shooting did not happen that night. It was an organizational failure from many, many years of not having the right people in the right places, the right training, the right quality people, the right ethics.
After nearly 30 years in federal law enforcement, most recently as a U.S. Marshal in Utah, Harris accepted the Clear Creek Challenge last December.
There are some that will look and go, based upon what happened, why would any sane individual want that badge in this job? What's the answer?
Not a lot of friends and family say, what the heck are you doing, Matt? And why do you want that job? And I said, I want it because I know I could fix it. I know I can make a difference. I know I can bring my leadership skills.
And fixing it has meant building trust with the community.
Hey, nice to meet you too. I'll have to come back for breakfast one day.
And building a new culture
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
inside the sheriff's office.
If you make a mistake and you get it wrong, you have to correct the record, and you have to correct it immediately. It's right. It's that old adage. It's like, it's the cover-up that'll kill you.
A philosophy and a culture that was challenged just 4 weeks after that interview back in July.
How tough is it for you to do this interview right now?
It's uncomfortable because, right, we are trying to build something in Clear Creek County, right? We have a checkered past. That's why I'm here. That's why I was asked to take the job.
His department back in the news. This time, a dog breeder went missing. Friends and neighbors organized a search party and found 57-year-old Paul Peavy murdered in Clear Creek County.
He was one of us, and he was one of my best friends.
It's disappointing, but it is what it is. I mean, we failed, and we didn't handle it correctly.
A few days after Peavy's body was found, Clear Creek Sheriff owning the oversight of his team.
Somebody called our department asking for assistance, and we didn't investigate it thoroughly.
In support of his promise to take accountability and change the culture, just 2 days after this interview last month, the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office announced it had arrested a suspect in the murder of Paul Peavy, and that suspect admitted to the crime.
Now this incident happens, and what you said you did, should we be surprised?
No, my commitment to our community and to our commissioners was that I was going to be transparent. We were going to bring professionalism and integrity and better police work to Clear Creek County. That's what we're trying to do.
And that promise included rebuilding morale internally.
It got ugly, right? It got ugly quick.
Captain Seth Marquardt describes the consequences of the national
Step out of the car now.
Young New Zealander Christian Glass
and international reporting of the Glass shooting.
Calls were 24/7. I don't know that I can put a number on it. It was just constant. And just angry people, right? Threatening to kill people that had nothing to do with that call.
The constant attacks following the shooting led several to leave their positions in Clear Creek. Captain Marquardt decided to keep his career and his badge.
A lot of people did a lot of reflecting of, is this worth it anymore? And at the end of the day, a lot of people, the answer was no.
Why are you still here?
You know, it was tough. There was some times where I didn't want to still be here. But, sorry, I get emotional.
You're hearing the emotions, the toll the past 27 months have taken. You're also seeing an example of strength when faced with adversity.
I love what I do. I've been doing it my whole life, and I don't know what else I'd do. So the passion is still there. And you can't let people like that win at the end of the day.
Ultimately, perspective from a captain and motivation for a sheriff trying to rebuild.
Come talk to us.
While not forgetting what happened.
We have a lot of work to do. We've made a lot of progress. We've made a lot more progress than I ever thought we would make in 6.5, 7 months. But we have a lot of work to do still.
Clearly a powerful promise. Here's additional perspective for you. Since the Christian Glass shooting, 55 employees of the sheriff's office have walked away from their jobs. That included 29 sworn deputies, a significant turnover. On the rebuilding side, the office has filled 27 of those 55 vacancies, meaning there are still jobs open in Clear Creek. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski.